I don't want to say too much. All I know is that this week it's all rice. Rice Krispies for breakfast. Rice cakes.
Rice flavored coffee.
Rice flavored coffee. Hey.
Declan. But you bend it like Declan.
My God.
Jollof rice.
Jollof rice.
My God.
That performance was fantastic.
Phenomenal.
It's a Milan.
This is positive.
Is Harry Kane's curse that bad?
This is what I'm going to say. Harry Kane is cursed. Listen to this, bro. Bayern Munich had 20.
Stop saying Harry Kane is good.
Harry Kane sleeps at 10 rand. Angazi ngasibone siyanda
That 10 rand,
One
put
rand.
27 teams, possibility is
9
10
million.
10 million rand. Trust me, one day it's gonna land. One day it's gonna land.
Amakosa Mahle. It's going to be a walkover. Kazier Chiefs is
Like he
weak.
said it like he was gonna say something nice.
Kazier
first.
He's just gonna hear that.
Yeah, it's my over, man. No, he's obvious. We're playing the game. Shapaka spy too.
I did not foul you.
Why are you getting angry at me? Why
I-
must I not
Ishibo
do the
over,
thing?
dog.
Did I hurt you? Did I hurt you?
Like,
Is it
getting
foul?
a spy too is like someone chowing your maid one.
Finally, we check out the newest, freshest footballing show. But it's not just about football, it's also about the banter. It's on a league of its own. Onside the banter league. It's the banter league.
Ladies and gentlemen, we greet you all in the name of Nigerian culture. Yes, we do not eat pap, but we eat rice. This is Onside's Banter League.
I see what you did there. I see what you did there. I see
How
what
you
you did.
speak while suing at the same time, bro.
I caught on.
You know where it was going. Wow, boys. Wow. A lot of football has happened. A lot has happened in the football world in general. But I think the most important thing is to give the guys from the Emirates in London their flowers.
Yes.
Because what do you mean? How did Mikel Arteta pull off a masterclass like he did and beat Real Madrid, which arguably has one of the best players in the world right now and in Europe? I'm going to hand it over to George because I feel like he has a lot to do.
I want to say too much. I don't want to say too much. All I know is that this week it's all rice. Rice Krispies for breakfast. Rice cakes.
Rice flavored coffee.
Rice flavored coffee. Hey, rice. Hey, everything, man. It's rice
it's
today.
rice.
It's rice today.
With a nice
no
bend on
papa,
it.
no chips, no. It's rice.
This is the energy I've been feeling from all the
My
Arsenal fans the
God.
whole day, bro. Like
My
the whole
God.
day, I see people buying new shirts, vandaag, people unboxing Arsenal shirts, people
Brother.
dusting off their Arsenal shirts from
Yeah.
the wardrobe.
Brother.
You haven't worn this in 4
We
months.
haven't seen this at all.
But Ishwabene kanjani?
Hey, my God.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Ishwabene dog, but 3-0 to Arsenal, of course.
Yeah.
And this
Beautiful.
was the first leg of the Champions League.
Beautiful.
Welcome, Lape Makaya. Thank you for joining us. We just jumped right in because we really don't know what to talk about except for
Rice.
Arsenal doing the right thing. So, George, I'll leave the floor to you, my
Nah,
man.
I'm not gonna lie. That first half,
Yeah.
you know what's happening. It's 0-0, 45 minutes, and I'm thinking to myself, you know what? This is good. What a nice game. We're doing so well.
Yes.
But it 1-0, and I was like, hi, man.
Kanjani.
It's so nice. But still, in the back of your mind, you're like, something's gonna go off. Then they said 2. Then they said 3. And I was like, no, guys.
And that time, I'm sitting there, bro, and I'm expecting Real Madrid, second half especially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm expecting Real Madrid to come fires already, like one goal in,
Yeah.
Yeah.
just make the whole Emirates a bit shaky. But cricket, it was literally Mark Boucher, Makayantini everywhere. Dog.
Yeah.
There was nothing, bro. Zero.
No, but it was crazy. What was crazy about that game is that we all knew that both teams had deficiencies.
Yeah.
Arsenal defense, we had just lost Gabriel.
Real Madrid, Modric.
Real Madrid they've got a
Modric.
makeshift defense. Modric is starting.
You stacking the midfield.
I thought that the front three, or those guys up top, were going to be the changing, the difference maker
And
here.
the midfield was packed with quality from Real Madrid's side. I mean, I was looking at Camavinga, I was looking at Modric, I was looking at Bellingham. I'm like, this is solid. It's not their best, because what shocked me the most is Ancelotti putting arguably the best midfielder in the world, one of the best in the world. I'm like, what is this bro doing at the back, at right back?
I think that's why he was playing this season. That's why he's been playing.
And right back, he's useless there, bro.
He's no future.
No, Marakiri usually the firepower of Real Madrid. You're thinking so hard about the face of Real Madrid, Kylian Mbappe. You're thinking so hard about the face of Real Madrid that you forget to play the game.
Yeah.
What is interesting is that Arsenal. I was watching that first half and I was thinking to myself, "Hey man, this is not how I thought this would go." Because they were actually going forward. They were attacking, they were playing.
And then it went a different way.
You know what I mean?
The 4-4-2 formation that he went for, because he had Bellingham. Weird.
Modric as well.
Bellingham in the middle, but on the far left.
Yeah.
The Modric.
Camavinga, Modric, and then Rodrigo.
Yeah.
And then was playing with the two guys.
Yeah.
What shocked me is that while Valverde was there, I would have taken out maybe Modric or Camavinga and put Valverde there. But what's going on with Lucas? Vasquez injured. What's going on?
I think I don't know what experimentation that he was trying to do there, but it just wasn't working. Considering the fact that also we can't deny the fact that the way Saka played, right, was phenomenal. His energy alone. Because if I'm not mistaken, he brought in those 2 free kicks as well. It was just a thing of he was your guy, the one that you say he must go, was the reason for those 2. And for some reason, Real Madrid had no answer. They had to back off because they knew if they pressed forward, he was going to pass all of you. You know how many people he was passing? Just left, right.
Yeah, but they did close Saka down. Obviously, that was maybe part of Mikel Arteta's game plan because everybody's going to be focusing on blocking Saka.
Yeah,
obviously trying to avoid those moves, whatever that's going on there. And then the attention was not; it was on the Nigerian brother. My brother who eats fufu, Declan. But he bend it like Declan.
My God.
Jollof rice.
My God.
That performance was fantastic.
Phenomenal. I'm so slow.
That rhyme was so nice. It reminds me of mice. Declan right. Anywho, red card.
Where are the cards?
But can we just talk about the beauty, the magic, the
je ne sais quoi.
The je ne sais quoi, the Hosh Karamaima of the quality of Declan's right foot, right? In my mind, I thought he was going to go over. Let's talk about the first goal.
Oh, sorry.
First goal. Because they were both they're both contenders for goal of the season, to be fair, in the Champions League, I believe. Because what do you mean? The first free kick, bro. Roberto Carlos is sitting in the stands, watching his former team and watching this bro who eats rice bend it like how he used to take free kicks.
Bend it like Declan.
Back in the day. What a beautiful free kick, Bafouet. Yo!
I'm talking about that sick. You see that first one? Cool, I get it. At first I was like, you know what? Fluke. Right?
First one for me.
It happens.
Sometimes.
You know what I mean? But even though that was his first out of how many games has he played?
9,000 matches.
You know
I'm joking. It's plus 200.
300.
Below 300, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, cool. Well done. That's your accomplishment, right? 13 minutes later, we go like, it's coming again. But when he hit that top corner, it reminded me of Messi's one against Liverpool.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
I was
got
like,
thrashed.
yeah.
Bro, he banged it. Oh, which one do you think was more impressive? Do you think the first one or the second one?
The second one.
For me, I think the first one.
Second
I don't
one.
know. The second one, the first one, cool. They both had a great bend. The bends were sexy.
That one, he just put top pins. He just saw the gap and he just went.
The way.
But that's what he said. He said Saka said to him, "Hey Joe, take it." And he said he saw the wall was a little bit off.
Yeah.
And I
Because
think
he was going to cross it.
Yeah.
He was going to cross it
So
initially.
then he was like, I saw the wall was a little bit off, and then Saka was like, go for it.
Go for it,
So
bro.
he went for it. I'm down for that.
I smashed me. All I heard was just net. I'm like, yo. You know when you're playing PlayStation and then someone is in rush, they're busy scoring, they just hear. I just heard that sound. I'm like, Declan Rice has done a maza.
Yeah.
Bro, he will never forget. I think this is undoubtedly probably the best night of his career.
The best 2 goals of his
Best
entire career.
game of
Yeah.
his entire
Mara boys,
career.
can we speak about Madrid?
Okay.
It's been coming
What's there to
apart.
talk
It's
about?
been coming apart the past few weeks.
Yeah.
They've been struggling.
They've been struggling.
Shit.
What
Yeah.
happens? What happens when you face Barca, Copa del Rey? If you get knocked out by Arsenal, you're already trailing Barcelona.
Right now in the La Liga.
Could this be a drought season?
Oh,
Drought season, potentially yes.
Okay.
But considering the rivalry between Barca and Real Madrid, like you know how sometimes like Chiefs will do so terrible against small teams, like Sundowns, Nyadala. Like how
The comments are
Like how Chiefs does so well against like mid-table or bottom of the half-table type of teams, but when it's a big team, I was gonna say Pirates, but I don't want to be biased. But like if it's a Soweto derby, Kazier Chiefs does pull up. For some weird reason, the performance seems to be. So I think in that context, I think Real Madrid might still do something. Yes, it's not looking good. They've lost 2 games back to back. One in the Champions League, and they are known for winning the Champions League, and it kind of bothers me.
They are known, but Real Madrid has never been like 3-0 down like this
in the Champions League
ever. So,
and they had their worst start, actually, considering this new format. They had a terrible start. They almost did playoffs. It was
hey, brother.
And these gents in the quarterfinal, and obviously they got beat. Shout out to Arsenal,
but guys, they haven't beaten Arsenal in the Champions League.
Is that real?
They haven't scored against Arsenal in the Champions League. The last time they saw us, Andres said 1-0, Penepau, then 0-0.
But the big question is, how many times have you been in the Champions League for them to play you?
We had a 20-year run. We had a 20-year run where we were one of the only teams to be in the Champions League every year. Please.
And then what happened?
We had a run for 20 years where we were in the Champions League every year.
I like how he does it. So what does this mean then as an Arsenal fan or many Arsenal fans out there? Are you saying that you're being humble because you're only halfway there? Are you saying that it's in the bag? Or are we waiting for that Real
Final
Madrid,
whistle,
UEFA, voodoo magic?
Job is not done.
The job is not done.
Is that what you're saying?
Job is not done.
If they scored one, I would believe that statement. But like I said in the previous episode, I personally think that Arsenal, they are trying to pull up a young one. Look, all the banter I have inside of me goes away if this team wins the Champions League. Like, I have nothing to say. It doesn't even mean they'll have a better season than Liverpool. Does it mean?
Yes, 100%.
Okay. If Arsenal win the Champions League, it's a big if.
100%.
Does this mean they would have a better season than Liverpool, who could potentially go to win the league?
100.
Are we basing this off the expectation of Liverpool within the start of the season being treble contestants?
Based on whatever they achieve in the season. Let's say Liverpool.
Oh no, it'll be a great thing. Well, we're not going to pay attention to you guys if you win the league.
Why?
Because we're saying Arsenal won UEFA. You know what I'm saying?
So then?
Though that carries a lot of weight considering the fact that they don't got shit.
You know what I think? I think personally for me, when coming to
English...
Sorry. When coming to Europe and the Premier League is the biggest thing to win.
But Liverpool in the past few years, you could say that the expectation was that they would be here. With Klopp and all of that to win the league. And if Manchester City was to have a down year, there wasn't going to be another team really, if we're being honest, that we're going to look at. But if Arsenal was to win the Champions League, first one ever, and they do it now when Gabriel's missing, we don't have a front line.
I don't like it when you guys do this.
We don't have that.
You know, these ones, whenever something doesn't go their way, Arsenal fans always like to blame it on injuries. When we talk about the season that other teams have had, injuries should not be factored because everybody's got the same amount of squad members in a team.
No, it's true.
But it's about the quality of who's
injured. But besides that, your bench, my bench is Sterling. My bench is not
Arsenal. You came second. You've been top 4 in the last few years in the Premier League. So there's no excuse if a player gets injured.
No.
I don't think it should be an excuse of this is our worst team ever.
But it's the weight. It's the weight of those injuries. That's the thing.
Besides the weight,
people called Liverpool trash when we had major injuries, like 8 key players in the season. They called us the worst team ever too.
So if you guys were to win the Champions League that year, that would be insane because it would be like, you get what I mean?
Point made.
That's what we're trying to apply to you guys.
I think nobody... Guys,
but then you shouldn't blame the lack of trophies to injuries.
No. That's not what we're doing.
No, that's not what we're doing.
We're saying as of right now.
If they were to win, it would be such a stretch that they would have done. You know.
Look, man, I believe that Mikel Arteta is trying to pull a young one. Mikel Arteta is trying to give them a Champions League, and I think to Arsenal now they believe more. You've won the Premier League a couple of times.
There's no belief, Chief.
What do you mean there's
no belief?
Second leg, job is not done.
You
can't start celebrating.
Fans are being so humble.
You can't start celebrating now.
What I saw on my stories today, even people were supporting Jomo Cosmos. They're out here with Arsenal shirts.
It's not fake. Do you know what it is?
Are you afraid of getting
heartbroken? I'm old enough to remember beating Barcelona. Messi's Barcelona 2-1 at the Emirates. And celebrate. Hey, we celebrate. We were happy.
Very happy.
What happened second leg? Barre 4-0. You get what I mean? I remember the games versus AC Milan, 3-0 first leg. They beat us. 4-0 or something like that.
Yeah.
Then we came back to 3-0 that side. We've been an almost team for a very long time.
Yeah.
So you can't celebrate the almost. It's great. It feels good. But our job is not done. Guys.
So may I ask then,
job is not done.
going forward, right? What should Real Madrid do differently to ensure that next game that's playing there at the Bernabeu, that it's a 4-0?
Real Madrid is a big team, boy. I think they're gonna do the most. The only thing I think that could give him a chance is if they do not concede. Thibaut Courtois last night was very poor, and maybe it's due to excellent free kicks being taken by Rice. But more than anything, I think it was a poor performance from him, from the Real Madrid team. There was no boom, there was no energy, there was no threat in any case. Like, I only saw Rodrigo at the end when he's walking to the tunnel. I was like, this bro, was it the whole match?
But also the position,
It's like a shadow,
positional play
like
that
I
they
always
put
tell
him
you
in
guys.
was crazy. But also you guys were crazy. You guys had 12 shots, 11 on target.
But that's what I think what Madrid needs to work on is the defense. You can't have honestly, you can't have Modric on the pitch. Valverde's right back. Is Valverde in a right back?
Imagine.
You can't have those type of things.
Asensio, I wasn't really impressed with Asensio. I wasn't also Rudiger was just Donna, where are you when we need you the most? I'm like, Donna, what's going on here?
I think Banyat is Arsenal. I think they thought they could overwhelm Arsenal.
Park, yeah.
So they need to, if they can get the defense solid, at least let's say 5 players in that can hold it. Chouameni maybe playing more defensively. Then you let the attacking front go proper. Let them off the leash, maybe.
But the problem is now they're going to be chasing. Now it's a chase. You're chasing 4. Yes, there's another 90 minutes that's on the way. But like now to incorporate...
It's possible.
Yeah, it's
We've seen this in Champions League
scored
history.
a hat-trick in the World Cup final.
Yeah, it's way possible. And so, I mean, I wish Arsenal the best of luck, and I think they're going to do exceptionally well. If they do win it, for me, it's not a matter of they went under the radar. I think Arsenal is truly, truly using everything they have in them to try and win this trophy. And if they do, it will be kudos to Arsenal, to be fair. 100%. I mean, shout outs to the win. 3-0 down. We'll see on the second leg what's going on. On the other side, another match was playing at the same time. Very interesting match between Bayern Munich and Inter Milan. For some weird reason, my instinct when I was cooking my bed slip, right, I was like, it's an easy Bayern win. Number one, yeah, of course. What do you mean win? Of course win you. Because the thing is, Bayern Munich has got such a good track record in Champions League. They've been in so many finals. They've won it. And Inter Milan, they're having an amazing season in Italy. They're having an exceptional season. They're currently, what are they sitting on?
We're sitting number 1.
You see what I mean?
Coppa Italia semi-finals. That's a treble that they
treble.
be looking at.
Now,
2009-10 Mourinho Inter.
I think they're
Could
back.
we see it?
You think they're back?
Well, they weren't fancied under Mourinho. But what do we think? What do you think that maybe?
A tough man in Bayern Munich. They lost 2-1 to Inter Milan.
Is Harry Kane's curse that bad?
This is what I'm going to say. Harry Kane is cursed. Listen to this, bro. Bayern Munich had 20.
Stop saying Harry Kane is good.
Harry Kane had 20. No, not Harry Kane. Bayern Munich had 20 attempts at goal compared to the 10 in Inter Milan. And out of those 20, bro.
Please don't say Harry Kane scored shot 15.
He missed, like, I feel like he's unlucky, man, the man. Like, he missed such an amazing opportunity to just either level the game up or go on up. And I'm just like, what is going on with Harry Kane? The only thing he's getting is the Bundesliga, if they have not already won it. But I'm sure they're going to win it.
Only 6 points ahead.
Only 6 points.
So there's time.
There's time for Shiga to happen. I mean,
I like you, Harry.
They're going through it. They're going through it. So
What about players like Müller? Isn't this going to potentially be his last season?
It's his last. He's announced his retirement.
He's announced. So, can you imagine losing out like that?
But we're talking about Thomas Jens. That man is a German legend on paper.
The Roim data.
You know, when you mention Bayern Munich players, you think of Bobo Ruben. What's the other guy on the other side? Scarface. What's his name?
Scarface.
Yeah, that's his name.
Ribery.
Scarface. Wow. He's gonna go down to be one of the legends, and I don't know if he's retiring football completely or he's retiring the Bundesliga in general. But unlucky to Bayern Munich, Shem. Unlucky to Bayern Munich. So are we saying Arsenal and Inter Milan to go through?
I don't think we can make that assumption, especially with the Inter Milan and Bayern Munich game, just as yet, because it's still very close. Yeah, it's far. The distance is far here. But
But it's the San Siro, though. Do you think that Bayern can come back?
I think it's possible.
I think it's possible.
I think it's possible.
They should come back because I mean, what do you mean? What do you mean Inter? Okay,
they're
like,
playing in Inter.
I'm full
They're
Inter
playing
Milan
Inter,
because the
yeah.
comment section is always going to come for me. I'm Inter Milan. But then speaking of Champions League, we still have 2 matches happening right now as we're recording live.
For you guys watching,
that's the match we're not going to watch and cover. But let's talk about it. You've got PSG versus Aston Villa.
Yeah.
So you've got Enrique versus Emery. How do you guys see this one? And another fact about PSG, we're talking about a team that has already won.
The League One.
What league?
It's a league. It is a league. They have a trophy. No, they had a huge banner with celebrations and everything. No one cared. It had 4 likes, but still.
No, look. When I'm thinking about what Louis has done at PSG, he's rebuilt a team that right now does not fear anybody. They knocked out Liverpool. When
you say that does not fear anybody,
they don't.
Are we not saying, isn't this the same team that's been on top of the table for the past how many seasons in a row? Like,
look at
what do they have to fear in France?
In Champions League, knocking out big giants like this, I'm saying they have an exceptional season. And for them to win this league with 6 games remaining.
It's his league. No, that's my thing. That's why I'm saying that. I don't know why you're hyping it up. If we're talking about Champions League,
I don't think that's quite strong, boy.
No, I'm not.
No,
not in France.
I think what Enrique has given them is a teamwork because they used to be top heavy, big stars, and then things were not working out. So they've got a teamwork which gives them some strength. But Aston Villa, to be honest with you, listen, Unai Emery is at his best when he's got B+ players. And then he's also added Abu Rashford.
Hasn't he coached PSG?
He's coached PSG. He won the league a few times with PSG.
I says Villa to win, man.
No, that's what I'm saying. That you can't sleep on him because he's got 3 Europa Leagues.
Yeah.
With Sevilla in his back pocket.
I feel like Unai Emery loves trophies.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
And then now,
especially knockouts, when it's time for knockout games, he's on.
And that's why I'm saying that
Ateta could learn something from him.
Wait.
Sorry. But then, like, if there's one coach left, or if there's a couple of coaches left, Unai Emery has to be one of the ones that you look at and say, he's been here before.
Yeah.
I don't think Sevilla were favorites in that Europa League run where you won the 3. And I think this is where he's comfortable. It's Aston Villa, they're underdogs. We all view them that way. Aston Villa could do something here.
No, they really could.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, like, I see the performance of the team. I see people are having the seasons of their lives. Dembele is having the best season he's ever had. Even the Barca didn't have these numbers. But I'm just like, this team plays like they are not scared of anybody. We've got our favorites. We've got your Arsenal, Madrid. You've got your Barca. You've got Bayern Munich. You've got all these teams that are our favorites. But I think the underdogs this year are going to win the Champions League. I don't think out of the favorite teams that we know.
So Aston Villa is not an underdog?
I think they are both underdogs. But when coming to this matchup,
Go.
PSG has an edge because of how I think they're playing, the style of playing, the way they're feeling. They score gang goals, bro. Like Liverpool couldn't do shit.
But isn't that because Liverpool was trying to... It almost felt like a pound for pound game.
Yeah.
Aston Villa's not going to play pound for pound.
You're saying Asensio, Marcus Rashford.
Both had one of their first goals within the last couple of weeks as well, because Aston Villa's also been playing quite well.
Yep.
Obviously, PSG has that hype of, we won in France, croissant. You know what I'm saying? Croissant, so, stuff like that. But it's like, now I'm looking at it like, these are both underdogs. And I think for me, anything can happen in this game. But I am more inclined to say it might just be a PSG win. I know Aston Villa is going to come through. It's going to be an easy game.
Yeah.
But I'm leaning more towards PSG. Even though I just roasted their whole league. Croissants and all. I know what I said.
We.
You know what I'm saying?
Mara, wasn't Rashford part of that that Man United team under Solskjaer that did the 4-4 at PSG? I think he was part of it.
I can't remember.
One of the years with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, they had a very good night. So he knows PSG, guys.
Yeah. So you're saying Villa for win and you're saying PSG for the win.
Tight game.
It's gonna be very interesting. It's fun how when this drops, there would have already been results, and people will be looking at us like these idiots.
These idiots.
Look at these idiots.
Because anything because they could be drawing as we speak.
Yeah. Another fantastic football. Let's talk about Lamine Yamal. They are playing today against Dortmund, also in the first leg. Why are you laughing?
What are they playing again?
They're playing against Dortmund, whom in the last 5 matches they've like won 3.
Mara, the number 8 in the Bundesliga.
But it's Champions League also. Like, have we not had enough upsets in this Champions League?
Come on, but it's Dortmund.
I don't see it.
But it's Dortmund. No, I can't. For the life of me, I cannot see it.
Yeah.
Dortmund for me is,
especially
they're weak.
Barca playing the way
so
they play this season.
You know, it's hard for me to quantify anything that will lead me to say Dortmund are going to go through with a draw or even a win. I can't see it happening.
So I think it's an easy win for Barcelona. We're assuming, but also like this is football. You could foresee a draw.
Anything could happen.
Yeah, because Real Madrid can beat Man City tomorrow. Osasuna. Fucking do. Like the thing is, like this is football, my guy.
No, football you
Even
can't be too sure.
You're sitting there thinking, hey, me, I know the stats, I know everything. Hey, Tez doesn't know football. Hey, PD, what does he know about football? Mina, if you know so much, put your money where your mouth is. Don't forget this episode is sponsored by Betway. Get way more. And also another interesting thing that I wanted to mention last week, we forgot about it, but obviously you guys have seen it all across the social media platforms, something that's called eBet Influencer. If you believe that your football knowledge is that good, if you believe that you know what you're talking about and you're always making some racks on Betway, remember, Wuti, sharing your slip could get you to be a bet influencer. Make money when people bet on your slip. Get commission. I mean, bet influencer is a dope one. I'm part of a bet influencer. I started sharing my slips recently, but
yesterday's slip. Yeah, I bet all his slips yesterday for UEFA.
I only shared one.
You're lying.
I shared one slip.
You said one on your story, and then you said another one like on our group.
Yeah, that's the same thing.
Oh, they all bombed anyway.
Whose code did you use? Who's the second code?
You know what happened? You know who killed me? Obviously, I said both teams to score.
Nazo.
Exactly. So if you betted on that match for both teams to score, it dribbled me. So enjoy and bet responsibly, not for people under the age of 16 or 18? 18. So Kembuli and gamble responsibly, and winners know when to quit. So if you believe, make some extra commission, share your bet slips if you really are a proper chef. Not like I'm a sleep days with 10 rand. Slips at 10 rand,
that 10 rand, put 27 teams, possibility is 10 million rand. Trust me, one day it's gonna land. Trust me, if Skomota can do it.
I don't know about landing. But all the way from Europe, talking about what's happening in the Champions League, let's bring it back home. George, what do we have this week, boy?
Oh, CAF Champions
Bring
League.
it back home. All right, let's talk.
CAF Champions League.
What you got for me?
Sundowns drew.
Mamluk Sundowns through to the semi-finals of the CAF Champions League.
With a draw.
Kabuyelo.
It wasn't very exciting for me personally. There's something, I get semi-finals cool, but I was just like, just young one, just to be like, a goal for some reason. Just be like, we made it through. We worked hard. Now we just
what was up with that match yesterday?
Play safe.
No, that's how you play. That's how you play African games, guys.
Yeah.
You know what, Nem? What I'm proud about with Mamelodi Sundowns is that they were mature. This is what the North Africans do. We score the one when we need to score at home. When you go away, you relax. Guys, don't forget, you're playing versus the crowd. You're playing lasers. The ref added 9 minutes at the end of
blame the ref for doing
his watch
nothing.
wasn't working. That's what he said, allegedly.
But the fact that they controlled that game, more passes, more possession, it shows you that Sundowns is a Grootman team now. You know how at this point, Sundowns usually struggles. Now you start seeing Raiman. Sundowns is really good, but Bo ES Tunis, they've won it 4 times. Bo Al Ahly, Bo Mang Mang, when they get into those matches, they usually fizzle out.
Yeah.
But for the first time, Sundowns didn't have to sweat. They didn't have to do anything. They just played the game and went home.
Conserve that energy also.
They went away, didn't concede anything, which is brilliant. And the fans behaved.
I think there were no Sundowns fans there.
Yeah, because they were going to get...
Hey, if you were there.
They were gonna. The revenge was gonna be too
Royal
much.
Rumble.
Yeah,
So you're telling me there were no Sundowns fans?
Would you go?
They were hiding.
They were hiding in
Put
those...
on my jacket, me.
In plain sight.
about it.
Yeah.
After what you did to them here,
It's what they did to us. I think they did they did it to us, then us doing it to them.
No, but now you are in a different territory, my brother.
Chief,
now there's no...
There were 500 of them.
Yeah, there's
at
no
Loftus.
future.
Imagine having a full stadium.
Yeah.
No, Sundowns, but I was working hard. The fouls yesterday, my brother. 18 fouls, bro.
Yes.
18 fouls.
18 tactical fouls.
4 yellows.
Tactical
fouls. A foul is a foul.
Ah,
So I think they went in there trying to make sure that they retain their lead, so they can win an aggregate. Make sure that they keep a clean sheet, and I think they did that absolutely well. And quarterfinals. So like you said, they through to the semifinals. And who are you hoping they get? I think they will get Paris.
No, it's already done. They're getting Al Ahly. Al Ahly is the next
2 legs as well.
15 Champions Leagues.
2 legs.
It is 2 legs. 2 legs. Sundowns has traditionally struggled semi-final. Semi-final is where they get knocked out most of the time.
Yeah, we're talking Al Ahly.
And you're playing the biggest big team. Pella, if Pirates wins tonight, it then becomes South Africa versus Egypt.
Speaking of which.
Yeah, for the semi-finals.
So it's Pirates, Pyramids, Sundowns, Al Ahly. So in the next game, I think that's the big test. That's going to be the big test for Sundowns to get over the hill. That's the hill. That's the hill that got Rulani fired, Mangoba fired. That's what they've been wanting to do all the time.
Remember, Sundowns has got some really crazy fixtures up ahead. Obviously, they're going to be playing Al Ahly on the 25th.
Yeah.
But the interesting one, they are coming home to play Amakosa Mahle. It's going to be a walkover. Kazier Chiefs is
he said it like he was gonna say something nice.
Kazier Chiefs.
He just gave me the bad news straight.
I thought the same thing. He was like, obviously they're gonna be playing
Amakosi.
Yeah,
he said it so nicely.
Dude, you caught me so off guard.
No, Kazier Chiefs are like a buffet. It's all you eat, Nje. It's just all you eat. Whatever that you want, just come there, grab some points. But it's obviously for the Nedbank Cup. Semi-final. Okay, do you foresee Kazier Chiefs going to the final?
We got to be there though, eh?
No, Kazier Chiefs is actually outside of the...
What?
In these tournaments.
Sorry guys, I'm just smoking, George. It's not personal. It's not personal. Yes.
Has done quite well versus Sundowns in cup competitions. Last year with Ntseki, I think it was MTN8. We did a 1-1 and we lost 1-0 in the second leg.
Yeah.
We are all saying that Sundowns probably going to win, but I don't think it's going to be as walkover-ish. Yes, as we think it is. But yeah, we'll see.
Why do you think there is that disconnect with league and cup games?
I think it's the occasion. I think there's teams that wake up and go, you know what? I only need to win 4 or 5 games to win this trophy.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at Kazier Chiefs who are long road to 30 points, we just got to 30 points, might be -1.
You see what I'm saying? Doggy pie. Chiefs.
Relax. So they're fighting for the top 8. You're not in the league. You're not in the Carling Cup. You're not in all of these things. This could be your only shot.
Right.
Yeah.
So players show up. They might want to show up for these games and go, you know what, guys? We need something.
But what is it about Kazier Chiefs?
I understand.
What is it about Kazier Chiefs fans always like when I'm watching their post interviews, their fans interviews, they always talk as if they would do better if they were inside the field. Like, why do Chiefs fans know more about what's going on inside the club?
Chief.
No, but
I would do better, Chief.
What you as a fan?
I would give them a solid 3 minutes. But I would give everything in that 3 minutes.
So Blake Label Cup, let's say it's happening.
Yeah.
You are head coach for that particular game.
Okay.
What's your starting 11?
My starting 11 for Chiefs?
Yes.
I'd keep the same backline. Cross came in the last time. Oh, that's a tough one because Dove is also not... Okay, we'd go Cross. We'd go Miguel Msimango because Dotley's injured. Then on the right-hand side, I would probably bring in Frosler just for defensive solidity. I would play Mtetwa in the 6 and then put a double 10 of Ngobo and Sirino.
Yes, for
Why are you saying
ask him.
Ngobo, Sirino,
Okay.
and then
Ngoba Vele is your favorite now all of a sudden.
well, he's good. He just needs a partner. He doesn't have a partner in the midfield that he can play with.
Are you saying he's another Coco Melon?
No, man. He's old. He was meant to be a Coco Melon.
Yeah.
Now he's no longer a Coco Melon. He's on another channel now. He's on another channel now. And then up front, I personally would go with Morris and Lilepo as a front two. And then maybe my third player, bring them inside and Matlo, maybe.
Yeah. So then with that squad, finally there's who then do you want in the league?
Who do I
That
want?
squad you just mentioned now,
As
you as a
in-
coach.
No.
Who are you fetching?
Real Madrid.
Yo, Arsenal beats Real Madrid once now. Everybody thinks it's a takeaway.
You know what? Come here. Yeah, you have the spirit of winning. You're going through it.
It is what it is, man. As a Pirates fan, look, Pirates gonna win today.
And speaking of which, let me just
check the score there.
I'm checking the score right now.
It's very impressive. So, remember, the Sundowns got some really, really interesting features coming up. And obviously, we know in the month to come, we're going to have the Soweto Derby in May. So, Kazier Chiefs today, I think they must just try and at least get 35 points for the season. Something. 35
points for the season.
Look. We win one game every month. We win one game every month.
Yeah.
It could be anyone who's catching that one game. Even Pirates, if they're sleeping derby day, you could catch a one. Pirates struggled versus us in the derby, the first derby.
Yeah.
It was 1-0. It was a hard-fought 1-0.
But a win is a win.
No, we're one Pulemodi chance away. Pulemodi in the first 2 minutes missed.
Yep.
Anything can happen, guys.
And another thing, you know what's funny? I was looking on the streets of social media, and no, this. But the Pirates fans have been posting Jose like he passed away.
Yo, it's so true though.
It started with the Pirates account.
The last dance. I was like, and it's like black background, and it's him in black and white.
Why are you so dramatic, Prince? Even your team,
bro. Dog, I think as Pirates, Saint Long wing, dog. Like we're in pain, dog. We are losing an amazing coach. It's just them making the poor man an obituary while he's still alive.
Not only did they do the last dance, they also did a documentary.
Oh my god!
They had a 3-part, I think it was a 3 or 4-part series that came out on their thing with Jose talking. Mara guys, why are you eulogizing? Why are you eulogizing the man right now? He's not gone.
It's a big loss, bro. Like it's a big loss. Yes, we didn't lose him in real life. We're just losing a really, really amazing coach, which I think every Pirates fan that believed Jose was gonna win the league at some point.
Yeah.
At some point. Maybe Bauto Kit, Sundowns. Something, dog. Like Sundowns, dog. Like can you have like an off season? Like just lose 10 games like per season, then we're gonna be okay.
But guys, the season is still long.
You guys need to just win your games in hand, then you're 2 points behind them.
But they must lose also like a match or two.
Just be 2 points. Just focus on the 2 points.
Worry about you winning.
I've also Champions League to play. Like it's something Chiefs can't relate, but it's really tough.
Who was the last South African finalist of the Champions League?
We have a start, do you?
Who was the last Champions League finalist?
This thing of you guys not answering.
1995.
Yes.
What was in 1995?
Shit,
did we have podcasts in 1995?
Nope. We didn't have SIM cards even.
This is the trophy that is referencing.
We had apartheid.
A trophy is a trophy. The star is
Joe, we had just voted. Democracy was 1 year old.
We just arrived.
1 year.
Apartheid was yesterday.
And we did the country service because everyone celebrated. Okay.
But can I ask you, Prince?
Yes.
Coach Jose Rivero, statistically, one of the best coaches, the best Pirates coach ever. So he's got over 200 plus goals in his time. That's more than any other coach in the league, actually. He's got the most points won. He's got the trophies. Where does he rank with the greats of South African football? Because you've got Pitso, who's got I think he's got 5 leagues.
Gavin Hunt has
4 leagues. SuperSport 3, SuperSport 1 at Bidvest. You have Gordon Egerson, who won 4.
Doesn't Machine have a league?
Machine, I think, has 1 or 2.
1 or 2.
Where does he rank? Is he a great coach, or does he need to win the league or the Champions League in order to...
Look, like for example, we can talk about. Let me just make reference to an English team, like say Man United.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're having a terrible time. They're not winning anything, but it doesn't dispute the fact that they really still are a great team. And you know what I'm saying. So I think, to your point, I think he has to be ranked up there because the numbers that he pulled, the amount of trophies that he won. Yes, unfortunately, didn't win the main one, but I think he ranks up there top 5 of all time Orlando Pirates coaches.
Are you scared after he leaves?
I'm scared, but speaking of scared, there's people like Abopine McCarthy and Kevin Hunt who are being hinted for a possible. Listen, it's speculations. It's speculations.
Yeah.
It's speculations. I don't think Benny will take it because obviously he's got
Kenya.
some international duties that he has to do. Kevin Hunt, I think he has hunted Pirates most of his career.
Yeah.
I don't think we would want him there. Tell you, hunt him on crocodile too. Please don't come. But one person, which we spoke about you and me offline, who might potentially... I think Orlando Pirates fan would love to see this guy there, Urulani. Give us Rulani, Chief.
Okay, well, for context,
Yes.
Rulani is going through some troubles that we did. They got knocked out of the King's Cup, and there's meetings. So it's not the first time he's been given ultimatums, allegedly, by the board, where the board was sitting down and saying, also, he hasn't been paid in 8 months, but anyway.
Allegedly.
8 months? Yeah, 8 months. He hasn't been paid since he was there.
He's getting paid in exposure.
So apparently he's in hot water that side.
Right.
The only problem is
Can he afford water, Nji?
I don't even know.
Yep. Okay.
8 months.
I don't sparkling, no, maybe tap water. So then he has been at Pirates before. Under Micho, he took over for a couple of months. It didn't really go that well for him, but he's a different beast right now. But I think the problem is that I don't think he's the profile of a Pirates coach, because
he's more tactical than.
No. I'm gonna give you guys credit.
Okay.
Pirates fans, the club is not a noisy club. It's not a, Rulani's front page. His press conferences is what. Jose Rivero, under carpet. Doesn't say a lot. Doesn't do a lot. No shouting. I don't think his personality would match the fan base. So it's like a Mourinho going to Barcelona. It wouldn't match unless he humbles himself deeply. And he's already told everybody that, hey guys, my family is deep into this. We know about his uncle, Jomo Sono. We know about his grandfather who played for Pirates as well. So his family is ingrained in that thing, and he's already spoken very loud about that. But I don't think he would fit.
But in terms of influence on the pitch, apart from the fans, apart from the image of the club itself, we're looking tactically. Yeah. Tactical paper, what do you think?
No.
Not at all.
He favors a more possession-based game.
Right.
We used to call it the chameleon when he was here, where it's a lot of movement, but then it's passing heavy. Whereas Pirates is a wing-based team. So if you look at Fukeng, plays on the left wing. If you look at Saleng, right wing, and it's been like that. Leauge, left wing. It's a lot of
their strength,
counter-attacking. Yeah. If there was a coach that could fit Pirates, it's Mangoba Mngqithi. But unfortunately, obviously, just
whoever
signed a
has
contract.
earphones is just gonna hear that.
No, he's obviously at Golden Arrows, but he would be the perfect. If you talk play style, he would be the perfect Pirates coach.
Okay. Orlando Pirates, do you want Mangoba? Orlando or Ganjani, but I think Rulani, if you have to make a decision, look, we will pay you. We will pay you, not even exposure. We will pay. We've been winning net banks, like it's our thing. We will pay you. Please come and coach for us. Please, secting us, manager. I was the manager Ekulumaya, because wow. But anyway, Rulani is a brilliant coach. I think obviously he has worked a lot with Pito. Yeah. So he's learned a lot, and I think in his managerial career, he needs to at least solidify his stance in Sundowns. I don't know what happened to him in Sundowns, to be fair. I wish I knew.
The guy that almost went invincible.
Almost. So close.
One game.
Last game, bro.
Last game,
dog.
And then Sundowns was like, no, you're going. But anyway, that's another.
We are tired. We're not going to give you this history. Speaking of history, Amachimbos have achieved, despite their 2-0 loss, South Africa's under-17 team, Amachimbos have advanced to the AFCON knockout stage.
Yeah, and they've qualified for the World Cup
for the fourth time, and secured spots in the World Cup as well. So their first qualification since 2015. I think a round of applause to Amachimbos. Shout out to the boys. Ninga cool ni babafana. Nikule goda nikule bafana nikule.
But Prince,
what?
They mustn't run out of fuel while they're going.
They mustn't run out of fuel.
Look.
They've been playing really well. If I'm looking here, dog,
what does that say?
Their last matches have been shaky.
We said they've been playing well, man, but
no. So let's look at the last 5. They. Jesus.
Go ahead.
Let's say last 6 at least.
No.
Jesus.
Tell us the numbers.
Their last 6 matches, obviously in the nation's qualification, they won against Mauritius 3-2.
Yeah.
Then they went to see Zambia, which they took an L there.
What was the score?
2-1. And then with the red card, they won against Egypt.
Wow.
And then they drew against Cameroon. Burkina Faso gave them a nice...
What's the score?
2-0. That's the last one that they played. Then up next, they're going to be playing in Morocco, Ksasa, 9 p.m. But congratulations to the boys for qualifying for the World Cup.
Emil Witboy.
Witboy.
What a play. No, like he's...
A baller for real, my boy.
You know when TikTokers from other countries start putting together your clips and they're saying this guy is incredible.
Yeah.
Right.
That is a player for the future. I believe he plays for Cape Town City.
Nice.
I hope that they do his development right. I hope that he's not sitting in a situation where he's still in South Africa.
Yeah.
By the time, you get what I mean? By the time he gets to 19, 20, 21.
What's your Kamalake?
Emil Witboy.
Emil Witboy. I see him. Yeah, I see
when
him.
you say you hope they do his development right, why was that a thought that came to mind in terms of, because I'm assuming that you've seen him play, you've seen that he has a great talent, but it almost sounds as though you have a fear that it might go to waste if they don't develop him right. Why did that part come into your mind?
Do you know what the problem is, Mom Nandi?
Yeah.
When you come in and you are one of the star boys. Wow.
So okay.
Cheroko under 17. What's happening?
That's not right. She's world class. Okay. Not 17.
Okay.
First of all,
George, you pulled that one from so
you
far,
really
man.
did.
You
That's why I'm
milked
like,
it.
hey, okay, but go on.
So
please,
the problem in South Africa and talent is that we focus on natural ability. So we let these players ride on their natural ability instead of developing the boring sides of the game so they can be better.
Yeah.
So for example, if you look at Umfukeng, and again, Pirates fans, please listen. Don't get mad at me.
You always
Don't
hate
get
Umfukeng
mad
in the
at
show,
me.
bro. You always hate on him.
No. He's an incredible player.
Yes.
Best of the best.
He's an
incredible player. But the thing is, he doesn't have the full range of his game yet. And he's 21.
Still developing, yeah.
So then now, when you look overseas, think about the best
21-year-olds.
players from the other countries.
I mean, Bellingham, how old is Bellingham?
Bellingham
Let's
is
take him,
his
for example.
age. They're like the same age. You know, if Arsenal wins 2-0, it'll be 5. So yeah, I'm glad.
Yo, why do we have to shut me up?
Yeah, so our players are not ready.
Yeah.
By the time. So we get so excited when you see Witboy. And, you know, we love them. We've seen them. Abo Sirero, Abo Velepai. There's been a lot of players that have been exciting.
Yeah.
Mara, when it comes time for them to make the next step,
It's always just like, shukukukuku.
we're not ready.
Well, they've got an interesting squad. So shout out to the boys, man. We've got Umbiza Emil or Emil.
Emil.
We've got Abu Bukamu. So shout out to Bukamu. So shout out to Tumi, to Simpiwe, Sive Pama, Tebu Khomlangeni, Neo Bushoko, Luke Holden, Abulele Leketla. I said it right. That's a beautiful squad, and our keepers Usoletu. So shout out to you guys, and I wish you all the best in the competition. We wish you all the best as Amachita support Amachimbos. So do you think they're gonna win?
Yes.
Yeah.
They have to.
Oh, okay.
Let's go, Coach Vela.
All right. So let's move right on and talk about some PSL action that's going to be happening. We've been talking about Royal AM. Royal AM for the longest of time, but reports suggest that the Royal AM, the owner, is contemplating on relinquishing the club's PSL membership.
Well,
which could lead to very big changes
in
the league structure.
The PSL Exco put down. They put down the rule, not a ruling, but they put forth an idea that they must be kicked out of the league. So now the 32 teams had to vote. We haven't heard from the vote, but the 32 teams that make up the PSL NSL, voted. So if they get kicked out, some people are on 30 points, they'll be on 29 because it'll be as if Royal AM has not played a game.
They haven't existed within the PSL.
It will be a 15-game league. 15-team league.
So
it's about time. By the way, Mam Khize.
What did she do now?
Oh, she's looking to buy a team, and there's rumors that
another team
in Swaziland. The Pirates of Swaziland. Okay. She showed up this weekend wearing the regalia that side, went to a game. Now there's a rumor that she might be buying that team. Now I don't know what SARS says about that.
Yeah.
Well, the SARS have control.
Well, they want money from her.
Yeah, but then now if her money, for example, now if she has money tied in Swaziland right now, SARS has no jurisdiction.
Yeah, but you had funds that you didn't tell us about to go buy that team.
More andile upana ngama 10K for Winston. So andile must just buy the team once because
no, that's a heavy burden to shoulder.
Heavy burden to shoulder. So
I wish you the best of luck.
So now the signing hasn't happened that Royal AM is officially
hasn't been
disappeared.
ratified.
Yeah, it's changing a lot of the rules in the league structure and stuff like that. So can we just
never
get it
been
over and done
But
with?
more or
man?
less, all the points or the differences in points remain the same, don't they?
Deduction, I think.
Well, I mean
deductions.
deduction, but it's still the same amount of difference.
Probably.
Is that how the maths
Imagine you
works?
to play Royal AM in a final.
Yeah. Well,
Imagine.
Well, the tough part is that like if you've beaten Royal AM 3-0,
Or like 5 or
you
6.
lose 3 goals and you lose 3 points. And maybe that was the game that put you number 5.
What if? Sorry, so I just have a thought. Ne? What if you were those 3 points were saving you in the bottom of the relegation zone?
Exactly.
And then the deduction sends you away. That must suck, man.
No, but doesn't it mean
That must be horrible.
Well, if Royal AM gets taken away, the second last team is most probably going to play playoffs. It's going to still play playoffs. And then they're going to need to figure out a way to get 2 teams in. So it's probably, that's what makes this so tough.
Yeah.
Because they're probably going to have to promote 2 or play playoffs with the 1. It's something else.
So does that mean? Sorry, Prince. So does that mean for next season then, right? Is there going to be they're going to promote 2 teams like what you're saying?
Yeah.
So that they can fill in that space because obviously
Balance
now
it,
Royal
yeah.
AM
And then
is
you'll
gone.
have to do it all the way down.
all the way down.
Playoff-wise.
Yeah.
The championship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One team comes up,
And
someone
then,
else play off if there's 2.
yeah.
Actually. That's some crazy business going on.
That's
there.
a- that's-
Royal
that's-
AM
it's a
needs to
lot.
fix.
Yeah.
They need to
It's
fix
a
their shine this
lot.
fast, man, because they're complicating all of us. But look, man, if they deduct points, I just don't want Sundowns to win nothing, man. But obviously, I'm dreaming very, 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 very
Win
big.
your games in hand, Chief.
Okay, but
Focus.
speaking of focus, there's another player who's very focused. Tshegofatso Mabasa uyamazi inja game, an Orlando Pirates player who's doing absolutely well for the team. This season alone, he's played 18 matches, 5 goals. Hey, angazi. Listen, the only person with the same amount of goals is Nunez. Marasikola. Mabasa is reportedly being hunted by an unknown English Premier Club, English club for the striker. That basically indicates the rise in his profile. So what do you guys think? Do you think he should take it? We've discussed players moving in and out.
It's been a long conversation.
It's a possibility he might take. Do you think even if he is called by Southampton, who just got relegated now?
Yeah.
Do you think he would take? I'm going to say English. They didn't say Premier League. They could mean
It's a championship, yeah.
It's a championship. Do you think
team.
if you were him, would you take it?
Yes.
Yes. And why? And why? Sorry, George.
Oh, no, at his age, if an offer comes across the table and you get to play somewhere
He's
else.
28, bro.
If an offer comes across the table and normally at 28, South African players are going to go play in Cyprus. They're going to go play in Israel. They're going to go do those type of things. So if you can find a way to get to the championship at least, I say go for it.
Yeah, the championship is not a bad league as well. It's just you're close. You're really close to saying, okay, maybe there's a Premier League level that's coming. You never know what could happen. But also he's 29. That's also playing a factor.
29, yeah.
So I think I do agree with George that, yeah, I mean, it's a great opportunity to go, considering his age right now as well. But
Just
go, bro. Like, because what else are you going to do here?
If
Last season, I think he scored 15 goals. He was one of the top goal scorers in the league. Now, he's struggling to displace Mahopa. Him and Mahopa are going back and forth. So I don't foresee many offers being on the table next season.
I think you should take it. Speaking of Orlando Pirates, they are also in the semifinals of the Nedbank, and they are versing a very interesting team, which has been very, very stubborn this season. Galants. How do we foresee that match happening? Obviously, I think Pirates are going to go through, not because I'm biased, it's because Pirates have just been performing like they are really chasing after the league, and they want some cup before Jose Vaz. How do you see that going?
It's theirs to lose.
Pirates, yeah.
Oh,
right.
guys.
Yeah, no, he's right.
It's
he's
theirs
right,
to
he's
lose.
Right, he's right.
If you've won the Nedbank Cup the last 2 years and you won the MTN 8 the last 3 years, it's safe to say you're the favorites for Nedbank Cup, wouldn't
You
you?
might meet Sundowns again.
You've beaten Sundowns a lot.
I want to meet Chiefs. I want to meet Chiefs in the final.
Why?
I just want to.
Can you imagine losing to Chiefs?
I would never. In 2025, Orlando Pirates not going to lose to Kazier Chiefs.
Did you remember?
All right.
Remember what was said?
Yeah. And now this is the point where we make our weekly bets. Because you just said in 2025, right?
Yeah.
So for the
Kazier
whole
Chiefs
of this year.
they will not beat Orlando Pirates at any point.
What do we wager?
I'm not making that bet.
What do we wager on this time?
What are we wagering on?
I'm not making that bet. I don't trust Chiefs.
That like Pirates won't lose to Chiefs the whole year.
I am not making that bet.
The whole year.
Not Nabi's
Okay, the
boys.
Chiefs, listen, kick them all there down. Listen, because when these ones start winning, my brother, the whole country. I wouldn't be surprised if Kazam owns taxis.
No, but be happy when we start winning. Petrol goes down. Inflation
on.
The weather's
we
clear.
might get rid of the VAT increase.
You know what I'm saying?
When Chiefs wins,
there's no load shedding.
There's no load shedding.
The country's happy.
There's no water shedding. Cyril is making appearances. Even fighting Trump. When Chiefs is winning, Cyril is fighting
They were
Elon.
saying 9 wasted years, Zoom and what. It just coincides with when Chiefs has not been performing.
You know what I
guys.
mean?
You guys need us to win.
As a country.
As a country.
No, we don't.
As a country.
As another Soweto giant, I totally...
Uzalithenga isinkwa ngo-25.
Sizobona.
25 rand.
We shall see.
Could be 14.
Tax rebate up or down, as long as Chiefs doesn't win, because we'll not hear the end of it. So if you were to make your bet slip, you would just say Mamelodi Sundowns, Sekhukhune United.
Sorry, give
For
me a minute.
the Nedbank.
Yes.
Sundowns.
Sorry, I mean Sundowns versus Chiefs.
Sundowns Chiefs would be Sundowns.
Sundowns a win, and
Give
then
me a minute,
Pirates
give me a
versus Gallants.
Pirates win.
Pirates win.
Okay, so
It's an easy two
Well, it's not easy.
four games.
but-
I'm saying for the betters.
Okay.
Please, guys, bet
So the-
responsibly.
So we're saying Pirates and then Sundowns.
Yes.
Okay. Pirates, Sundowns. I need to put these all together.
But I love Chiefs wins, yo. It'll be the best
I'll
day
be
ever.
so happy.
The odds
I'll
are
be
My
so happy.
week.
Dan, to be honest,
My
I would be
week.
happy.
Why?
Because
My week.
I'll be very, very happy.
Arsenal beating Real Madrid, Chiefs beating Santa. My
You know
week.
what? We'll never hear the end of it.
Yo.
The Lord can't allow this to happen.
Now, before we move to the English Premier League,
Yep.
let's just touch on quickly about what happened. We got to see another big game in Manchester, and we had this argument whether Manchester is blue
Big
or
game.
Manchester is red. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if a Manchester derby is a big game anymore, or according to just like
Not this season.
not this season,
not a big game,
but
sorry.
I would say it was a big game from Manchester United compared to where they are, how they're feeling. I mean, Man City, my struggle to get top 5, guys. Hear me out. I don't know what's going on there with Pep, Jets, but for the fact that they are number 6 is puzzling to me, because a lot of pundits, a lot of football people were making their predictions beginning of the year. Manchester City to take it, Arsenal to take it, Liverpool to come 4th, 5th, 6th, whatever. But how the log is looking right now,
He lost half his goals in the divorce. Huh?
manje sekasingile mhlawumbe uzothola i-tour pass from one of his friends. Something might happen. But I have to say, from a Manchester standpoint, that was the most boring match I've ever watched in a long ass time.
Yeah.
I do not know how people who support the Manchester teams are in relationships, because I'm not consistent.
That's the main point. Is just like we're looking at a struggling, rebuilding Manchester United versus an inconsistent Manchester City. Naturally, it's going to be a wishy-washy game. I think it was just turmoil. It's turmoil. It was such a turmoil game to watch. I was just like, boy, you know when you're watching, but TikToks are more interesting. You're like, oh shit. Yeah.
Nothing's interesting.
Yeah, like
it was really a boring match, man.
There was no hype moving forward. And I think mentally, we're all in the position of, Manchester is not red or blue. It's just dead.
But guys, I told you, Manchester United is going to... You're talking about relationships now. You know, Manchester United is one of those teams where so if he wanted to, he will. Because they seem to wake up for these big games.
Yeah.
Remember I said I was predicting a win from Manchester United.
Yeah.
Because it's just how it is. When they played Arsenal, they were up for it. When they played Manchester City, yes, it's a wishy-washy boring game. But I don't think any of us, if the season started, or let's say a quarter into the season, you never would have thought that Manchester United would hold the City team.
Yeah, to be fair, even with the current performances,
You get me?
I'm just like, how do you guys manage to do that when us we're going for the league, but we still struggle to give those guys a proper hiding? You know, the funny thing I saw on my way here,
Yeah.
Nemanja Matic
Yeah, Nemanja.
I was going to say Nemanja, but you like to correct me.
Nemanja, man.
Nemanja
Masonja, what?
made a very wild statement in an interview recently, saying that Andre Onana is the worst Manchester United goalkeeper in history. In their history.
Over De Gea?
No, De Gea was amazing.
De Gea is top 4 for me.
De Gea.
I'm just naming it.
I'm thinking of the old ones because I can't think of the bad keepers. I can only think of like Fabian Barthez. You think about Schmeichel. You think about De Gea.
He's probably one of the best, man. He's just up there. And
it's not a bad take.
He was throwing a jab at him. And it's fun how he can do that because he's a former Man United player. Would you say that there's no loyalty of some sort, or
I care about honest all of a sudden. All of them are being honest now.
Hey, everyone wants to.
When people are losing, you hear the honesty.
Do you guys think at home that Andre Onana is literally the worst goalkeeper in Manchester United's history? Let me know what you guys think. But I think according to where they're sitting on the log right now, it's not really looking good. So let me go and check Onana's stats. Are you checking that?
I'm checking saves per 90.
Looks like it's Ben Foster.
It looks like it. Looks like it's Ben Foster, yeah.
Ben Foster,
because Onana's played the most minutes. And looking at this, saves per 90 minutes. I think it saves per 90, right? 90 minutes.
Yeah.
It's 3.4. He has the highest.
He says in Man United history.
We're looking at
goalkeepers.
69 appearances for the club, 18 clean sheets, 28 wins, and 28 losses.
The thing is, like here they're showing like Dean Henderson has. When you look at the amount of games, I'd say it's Henderson. But then, I don't think he's the worst. I don't think it's a crazy take.
Yeah, no, it's not a crazy take because we're comparing here.
In his entire Man United career, he's saved one penalty.
Onana's second bottom for clean sheets. What?
One penalty is crazy for your whole career in Man United.
Out of how many games?
Out of how many games? Games, appearances, 69.
He said one penalty.
One penalty.
That's not bad though, 69.
Yeah.
How many clean sheets does he have?
Clean sheets, he has 18 clean sheets.
Yeah, he does have 18 clean sheets. I can see it here.
I wonder if he's worse than Bo Fabianski.
Talking about also teams that are just going down. Southampton, we touched on it earlier on.
Shame.
And it seems like their relegation was confirmed. Yeah. We're not even...
Yeah.
The season is not even over yet. It's obvious they're not going to get enough points to be above the relegation zone.
Yeah.
And following that defeat to Tottenham Hotspur. This actually is history. It marks the earliest in Premier League history with 7 matches still remaining in the season.
Maracais.
Is the Premier League the best league in the world?
Before that,
are we having this conversation?
2 wins. How do you get 2 wins? You've played 31 games and you've only got 2 and 4 draws.
Yeah.
Listen.
Southampton, were they actually in the league last season or they just got promoted? They just got promoted, so they just
back down.
So it's in and out.
But guys, wait. I don't know, guys. Look at that bottom 3.
Back to sender.
4 wins Ipswich, 4 wins Leicester, 2 wins South. Guys.
Gunzima.
Oh, guys.
Gunzima.
How do you feel in the English Premiership? You've got 10 points.
10 points,
31
bro. After 31 games, bro. It's like 0.1.1.
Hi, guys.
1 points per game.
It's Southampton.
Guys, bro, you don't understand that being promoted to the Premier League means you did really well in the Championship while you were there. So which means there has to be some firepower, or did they sell, or what could be so worse? Because I think there's worse teams in the Premier League than
it just means you're good enough for the Championship but not good enough for the Premier League.
And it's a pattern. Burnley was the same.
I think Leicester's going to make it back if they go.
Probably. Yeah. They're going to bounce back up.
They're going to bounce back. That's the thing, bro. Like
Ipswich is hanging by a thread, yo.
Yeah, but at least Ipswich, we can say that you are a tad bit good enough for the Premier League.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Although they are also a low-key relegation team.
Wolves is playing with fire.
Wolves is fighting though.
Wolves is playing with fire. If they didn't win their last match,
where
bro,
my boys at?
They are 17th, just above the relegation zone, bro. Just above. But
and United is what, 13th?
Yeah, but I think they'll be fine because Ipswich is 20. They've got 32. So there's no way Ipswich is going to catch up.
12 points.
So the 12 points, I think, is going to be... Who that?
Wait, no.
You and looking at stock while we're shooting.
Hey, now she was wearing.
Like, focus on other stock.
She was
like,
wearing
buy players as a Chelsea.
She was wearing a Chelsea jersey.
Yeah, buy players. At least maybe trophies.
Don't worry about my. You people have my players.
Okay.
They're coming back.
You are borrowing the players to the other people.
Yeah, because
Top 4 race.
If Sterling wins the Champions
top 4
League.
race. Seize.
If Sterling
Raheem Sterling
Raheem
Oh,
Sterling
wins
wins
the
the
Champions
Champions
League.
League.
But did he
Wait.
whoa.
If Kai Havertz is part of a team.
If Jorginho,
Well, he won one, but I'm just saying.
if Jorginho pulls up another one, that will be some crazy business.
I didn't consider that this
Was
is actually.
Gabriel
coming.
Jesus winning a
was
Champions
coming.
That's
League.
an actual
But he's won a
possibility.
couple. So
No, but they all let him play either way, so
Jesus?
it's fine.
Jesus, Gabriel.
Oh,
Jesus.
Gabriel? No, he hasn't won one.
With City,
Did
bro.
he win? No, he wasn't with City at that time.
Sterling wins the
He won
Champions
so many. He
League.
was not there.
Oh, you won. It's one.
He has won something, bro.
Eh.
Let me see fast.
Who's this
Let me see.
Gabriel
Let's
Jesus.
talk about the top 4. Who's making your top 4?
for the end of the season?
Yeah, bro.
My top 4: Liverpool.
Arsenal.
I'm saying Arsenal. I have my boys Chelsea. I'm not saying 3rd, we're 4th right now, but I think we have a chance to beat Nottingham, if I'm not mistaken. Then Nottingham at 4. Actually, no, let me not say Nottingham at 4. Maybe City at 4. Because having Nottingham Forest in Champions League next season is crazy.
So you're saying it just because
It's crazy.
you don't want them there?
It's
No,
crazy.
for me, it has to be Liverpool. Obviously, it has to be Arsenal. I think Nottingham Forest can hold on.
You really think so?
I think Nottingham Forest can
So
hold
now
on.
it's a Chelsea and Man City battle.
Nottingham Forest is a guaranteed top 4 spot. I'm not even going to argue with that.
Guys, you're not seeing Newcastle.
I
Is
see
nobody
Newcastle.
rating Newcastle?
No, I rate Newcastle,
You've
but
gone Chelsea and Manchester City.
but the
Yeah,
thing is,
but I'm not seeing
I think
Newcastle.
it's Newcastle. They want to focus on winning a trophy.
But they've already won it, Rose.
That's what I'm saying. That's the only thing they're getting this
They've got
season
nothing else they can
to
focus.
play for. But I think there's also an opportunity for more Premier League clubs to make the Champions League, obviously through the Europa and other competitions as well. So I think for those teams that are still participating in those domestic cups as well, I think they have a chance to get into the Champions League. But in terms of like the Premier League standards, it's scary that Man City potentially could not make it. But we know Man City, they could win every game they have. But between Man City and number 4, there's like 1 point.
Yeah.
Speaking of Man City, so
And Newcastle has a game in hand. It's not looking good, Chelsea.
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. The spirit of De Bruyne leaving Man City is going to be the
Oh
thing.
my days. Let's
that
talk
will
about it.
save
But I think it was time. I think Pep is time for him to rebuild.
Yeah.
He's done the most with that squad.
Yeah.
Most big clubs like Liverpool, Arsenal, they sell their teams, and then while Chelsea loans out players. We don't know why. Why are you loaning out Ikehla? But Asiko Lab,
Tactic. We get you there. They build you there. We bring you back.
They bring you back.
We send you again. Bring you back. Send, build, bring back.
You are a sound engineer's worst nightmare.
who have you sent and brought back? Hey, whoa, who have you sent and brought back successfully?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Mourinho, maybe.
But I feel like that's the tactic. We're gonna speak. You know what I'm saying?
I think the top 4 as it stands: Liverpool 1, Arsenal 2nd, Nottingham Forest 3rd, and then Newcastle 4th.
Yeah.
And I think Chelsea and City are going to battle for 5th place.
Here's a question. Do you think that both Nottingham and Aston Villa will be able to repeat this next season?
To be fair, I think top 4 finish guarantees some money. It's Champions
Yeah.
League position, so there's going to be some money coming in. And as far as Nottingham Forest is concerned, I don't think they need to do much. The only thing they must work on is just like their firing power. They've got amazing people up front. Elanga, I think, is going to do exceptionally well next season if he continues with this.
Okay.
Nottingham Forest could be challenging next season, but maybe it was just a Leicester City type of luck. But these guys have a Champions League. So I think
Don't they have 2 Champions League?
Can we talk De Bruyne, please?
yes. Sorry about that, man. We digress very fast, man.
How did you guys feel when you saw the young? I don't know which day this was. I was just chilling, bro, and I just saw a post like similar to Jose's post. Boom,
Last
black
dance.
background,
Last dance.
and then I just see him there like this. It's been a long time since.
been a
and
long
I'm like,
time.
what's going on, bro? I thought he passed away our life for 5 seconds, and then I just realized that hey, the boy is leaving.
The boy's still alive, man.
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
I didn't care for it. No, let me tell
He's
you why.
done his job. I think he's done his job.
I didn't care for there's some players that when they announce their retirements, you go, yeah,
No, but
you've
he
done a
didn't-
great thing.
was that
you've been there for a
retirement or
while.
leaving the club?
Not sorry,
Leaving the club.
leaving the club. But it's like you sit back and you go, I don't think there's any more that you could have done. I don't think there's any more juice left. in the cup. So, I mean, yeah, great, man. I guess that was more for the city of Manchester than it was for the rest of us. I don't know.
When I look at his Bruce stats in his career at Man City, his best season, can you guess which year that was? His best ever season.
No, his best ever season was that year when he almost was it
2020.
Ah, that was
this is 2025.
It's a season that Liverpool won the Premier League. He played 35 matches. Yeah, 2019, 2020. He played 35 matches, 13 goals, 20 assists, 2 yellow cards, 3 yellow cards, 0 red.
Yeah.
And the second best to that is one in 2016-17. 36 games, 6 goals, 18 assists. Guy, his foot, easy better than Ozil. Let me just throw names in.
Phew.
Because we can't put him up there with probably.
Is he better? Is he better than Lampard?
Talent wise, Ozil washes him. But in terms of also the team that he played in, because that season when he did 20 was, I think, when he beat or tied one of the records.
Yeah.
And there was a time when Ozil was on track to demolish that record, but he didn't have a striker in front of him. So I think you also have to factor in that KDB has had Bohaland, he's had those type of people to finish things off.
I know.
But then it's tough.
Hey, but he's got a great catalogue, gents. Like, I think 6 Premier Leagues, bro.
Centurions.
6, just Premier Leagues, dog. 6. How many players? Even Gerrard can say that.
Yeah.
Even Lampard can say
Gerrard
that.
can only say one, Shem. Not even. Gerrard can't even say a league.
First of all, shut up.
Gerrard can't even say a league. Why did you bring Gerrard into this?
You're the one who
I'm
threw
just
it out there.
mentioning people who are playing the similar position as him. You know, because he's an all-time great. But yeah, I think he served his time at the
is
Blues.
he an all-time great?
For the
All-time
Blues.
great.
Where would you... No. League-wise.
League-wise?
Where would you rank De Bruyne?
One of the best midfielders to ever play the game.
No, but what are we ranking is
In the Premier League.
Top 10, top 5.
Let's say midfielders.
I rate him, boy. My top 5.
Who's the others?
The others are the ones that are up there. But for me, he makes the top 5. There's a lot of great Premier League midfielders, but I think Kevin De Bruyne has played so exceptionally well that if you mention your all-time Premier League 11, if you are very kind to do so, you might put
all-time
him
league or all-time city?
All-time league.
City.
He would make my best 11 all-time Premier League.
Wow.
He would. I think for me, the way
Lampard, Gerrard.
I don't think any of them kick the ball in terms of like assist, distribution, delivery, vision, and the type of passes this bro made. If you can go right now and go watch, I'm a highlight Kevin De Bruyne. Man, the passes he made, man. Credits to him for those 6 Premier League titles, to be fair.
Why do we only bring up these type of questions when it's time for the players to leave said clubs? You know what I'm saying? I always think about it like, for example, when Messi left, when Ronaldo left, now you see with De Bruyne leaving. Why do we only come up with these questions and like lists and rankings now as they're leaving?
Because it's done.
Is it because
Yeah, I
now
think
we're
it's
like,
because it's final.
oh damn,
Because it's done in the league.
okay, he's gone. But I've always wondered why not during? Why not during that season?
He was praised, bro. Like, he was praised, I think, the last 6 years, bro.
I don't know if this conversation came
I
up.
think you have to see the complete
picture.
because he could be 18 assists, 18 R2.
R2.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think you have to see the whole picture at the end of their careers. Then you can go, okay, now that we know that you're not going to play any more football here, where do you stand with the others that have stopped playing football?
I see. So where do you guys see him though? Where do you guys see him going? Since we don't know whether he's retiring or
Cash
leaving
out,
the club.
cash in, cash out, cash
He
out.
must go to Saudi, bro.
Saudi level.
Cash
Must
out.
go to Saudi.
There was a rumor that it might be going to Morocco. There was a mock-up. I don't know if it's a real thing.
Yeah.
But it's cash out time.
All right. Boys, we've been chatting it up the whole time. Let's leave with one strong conversation I want to speak about. That guy is making people upset. Memphis Depay is making people upset. We've touched on this.
What a roster.
We've touched on this.
What a roster. Anyway.
So he's being criticized, obviously, by a recent rule change in Brazilian football after an incident led to a mass brawl, sparking debates about the nature of showboating in modern football. Some view it as disrespectful, while others view it as a legitimate expression of skill and creativity. We've touched on something like this similarly because I'm like, I can't picture Neymar playing without dribbles. I can't picture Dino playing without dribbles. You can name many dribblers. So are they doing too much to the game?
Yes.
Shouldn't players be able to show off their skill? Because if skill, if I can pass you with an around the world skill, why can't I do it? You know what I'm saying?
Why must I respect you?
Exactly.
We're playing the game. I
did not foul you.
Why are you getting angry at me? Why must I not do the thing?
Did I hurt you? Did I hurt you?
Like,
is it
getting
foul?
a spy too is like someone chowing your maid one.
That's fine.
Yeah.
If you can chow,
you can chow, you chowed.
Oh.
GG's. But my thing is, dude,
maybe
with the skills that I'm doing, have I hurt you? Have I touched you? Have I swore at you? Have I in any way affected the flow of the game? It's not like a handball. I'm not covering your eyes.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything on. In fact, the
It's
ball
just
is
trickery.
here.
It's just trickery.
I did something. It left you there. And now you're surprised. No, man.
Some football fans view it as disrespectful. I don't know where the disrespect comes in, but
This-
to your guys' points, making sense.
This is why I'm saying I don't need to respect you.
We don't care, my man.
Because at the end of the day, this is how I look at it. Showboating is part of the game. Similar to if
Dunking in basketball.
Dunking in basketball.
Yeah.
If Barcelona completes 70 passes, ningalbambi, can I now come out and say, oh, it's disrespectful? You get what I mean? You get me? So it's like, it's part of it.
Dude, it's the game, bro. And the thing is, we were saying, remember we had this conversation where we were saying that like when we start limiting the freedom of expression within football, we kill the game. Hence, we start having these footballers become boring. It's too tactical.
Boring.
It's too
One person
like
out.
one person out. You know what I'm saying? Like obviously, each coach has his own tactic, but individually as a player, if there are 4 of you and I can pass all 4 of you and score a goal, it's obviously Depay's thing was different, right? Obviously, the game was dialing down, and then he just wanted to kill time.
Yeah.
Naturally, footballers do that already. They kill time. We've seen it with when keepers, he has the ball, he's lying down now. That's what he was doing. He stood on the ball, spike 2 here, put it out.
yeah.
He's being tactical.
Football is
If
more
anything, there was
enjoy-
more tactical thing than it was a showboating thing. Did it come with a little bit of flair?
You're right,
Yes.
And
It's
also,
more- yeah.
and also if it's helping the team, you know,
Exactly.
Tito got criticized a lot in South Africa. He's doing all of these things,
Bro, there was Karango based in this lifetime.
but he explained that sometimes I dribble to wake the rest of the guys up. Sometimes when I hit somebody with the skill and everybody wakes up, now we can. Sometimes he dribbles to slow down the game. So he goes, guys, we've been up and down too much.
me
We
just-
need some control. It's ingilbam, so we can calm down. Then we can play. So for me, I think whenever we have these showboating conversations, it's almost like people don't want it to be there at all, or they use the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Where Phillies games, and then the ball, somebody takes the ball and goes to score or whatever.
Yeah.
They always use that, but I feel like there's always space in the game for that.
100%.
And most of the times when people are complaining about those things, it's the countries and the people that don't have that as a culture. They can't do that. But what's interesting about this one, Prince, Brazil.
That's the whole thing.
That's the whole thing.
Brazil,
That's the whole thing.
showboating in Brazil, you're complaining.
Bro, you birthed one of the best showboaters in the world.
Just
In the world.
type Neymar Santos skills.
That mohawk. Nigga look like Sonic the Hedgehog.
Bro, and the thing is they do something. We're not changing. I think the fear is that we're changing it from it's football to street ball. That's not what we're doing. Ultimately, these things have a purpose. And if they're not affecting the flow of the game, anything on like rules and the technicality of it, I don't see it as a problem. It's not like I'm throwing the glass in your face. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything to you. Don't be mad at me.
Even if they
Man,
are,
man,
just
man.
do it,
Aye,
man.
now you want people to step on each
Even
other.
if
you
it's
my brother.
fine. Just showboat.
Stop dribbling other people's children.
No, but
Those
I
people are people's wives. The people's husbands. They have wives. I mean, their sons.
Remember that guy with Temba's one?
Yes.
Kaspaitu.
Yo.
Para briga katlo.
And before we leave, guys, Showmax is cooking something there.
Weird.
Right?
Something weird.
The real husbands of Itiski. It's very similar to what we thought of doing to bring every person who's been in the dating game, especially when coming to footballers. Now we get to see the husbands of Itiski. I see in the background there, I see Itumeleng Khune. I don't know if it's real or not. I see Bernard Parker. You can name a few of these guys, I'm sure. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, Linda Mtambo. I'm seeing what's his name? Vince Pule. I'm seeing Gezana there in the back. Hybrids.
The real house husbands, Kazi?
Of Itiski.
So, kanjani manje? It's Showmax.
Showmax. They're cooking. Anyway, without any further ado to do, sesoyivala ke le ndaba. Itumeleng Khune uthanda ukuseva amagoli.
The only independent variable, your mama's favorite boyfriend and your girlfriend's baby daddy is Desley.
George, I always love that one. George Zukwena, aka Mr. OT, your chief executive overthinker.
Nothing to overthink here. We've come to the end of our show. Thank you so much for the love and support. Please continue sharing your ideas, and we're going to be bringing you a very interesting guest next week. I don't want to speak too much, mention names until they start being in denial. Hey, God bless and goodbye.
Finally, we check out the newest, freshest footballing show. But it's not just about football, it's also about the banter. It's on a league of its own. Onside the banter league.